The fourth thing is walking in unity with grace and truth. Unity is what Jesus is about. He said, I pray to the Father, I'm praying, Father, that you would make them one as you and I are one. It was in the heart of the Father for unity. He calls for blessing when there is unity. So we want unity. It really is at the heart of any issue. We can come together. Our social covenant can really exist when we have a humble heart and a desire for unity. That's going to enable us to overcome any conflict or any issue that arises. And grace and truth, it's like the two edges of a blade. Truth says that unity is not about fooling yourself or ignoring a very real issue. That's what truth says. I'm not going to just kind of candy coat something or move past an issue. That's truth. Grace says that while I'm walking in unity, we realize that a grace-filled atmosphere is going to be required. In other words, I might see something and speak truth into it, but if it's not filled with grace, it's likely going to fall on someone's heart or how they're going to perceive it in a pretty tough way. And that's going to make a problem for coming together in unity. So if we're going to come together in unity, it's got to be filled with grace and truth. Number 5, focusing on the task or tasks at hand. Okay, I'm going to make this real quick because any of you who've ever been in a relationship, or those of you who are married like I am, you might come into a discussion. Maybe it's not quite an argument yet, a discussion with your spouse. You're talking about an issue, and pretty soon one of you goes, oh yeah, well, this always happens. And then boom, it's off the rails because you got off focus. You got off the task at hand. When we're confronting or we're working in a relationship with one another, or we're working on a project or a task, and so we're focusing on how do we empower this relationship, we want to focus on the task at hand or the topic at hand. So we don't get off focus. And particularly when we're dealing with maybe resolving a conflict, we want to stay focused on the particular issue. Number 6, being accountable to produce fruitful returns. Accountability, fruitfulness. So stewardship, I want you to think about it this way. Stewardship and generosity, Pastor Robert has said it this way, they stand on two legs. In order to be a good steward, you're going to have to be wise in how you manage things, you manage your money, and actually that stewardship will enable you to be generous. If you're only generous, but you don't know how to steward your money, you're going to be off. I kind of always imagine to stand on two legs, and if one's not properly either strengthened or you got issues with one, you're going to be wobbly. So to stand there properly, you got to have a good balance of stewardship and generosity. That's, to me, part of the issue of the accountability for fruitful returns. If I'm going to be fruitful for the kingdom of God, then I have to be able to define what am I seeking to accomplish. So maybe in a particular area that you work in, really being clear of what are we trying to accomplish in what I'm doing? What's my role, and what am I being asked to do, so that I can be fruitful for the kingdom of God. And then it's our responsibility as leaders, wherever it is that you are leading, to be accountable for that. And if we're seeing that we're not accountable, there may be constraints. Back to one of the prior points. We want to challenge those constraints. I could be more fruitful for the kingdom if this constraint were removed. So the point is, accountability for fruitful returns will yield the kind of results for the kingdom that we're after. The 7th thing is, extend the opportunity to dream and to have fun. I think those last 2 words are my favorite part of the whole social covenant. Have fun. Listen, you've come into an organization that we are very purposeful in serving the kingdom of God. I want you to feel empowered to dream. Now, God has given a vision to this house. He's poured it into Pastor Robert as our senior leader. And so we are coming alongside to fulfill that vision, but it's a big vision. And within that big vision, we all have the opportunity to dream. We have certain responsibilities that we have, and within that, there's an empowerment we have to imagine what God can do and to dream. And so we want to extend that opportunity to dream. And man, I hope you like to have fun. If you're coming into our organization, we want you to have fun. Enjoy who you're working with. Enjoy what you do. Have a lighthearted spirit, because we're doing something very heavy and very deep and very spiritually minded. But we also want to just have joy in what we're doing. So I want to encourage you to have fun. So in conclusion, you are joining the Gateway team. And as a member of this team, you're bringing all of who you are into our culture. I want to ask you to embrace the culture that you're stepping into, and also step into it with confidence in who you are. I want to ask you to invest in relationships. I want to ask you to empower relationships. And in doing that, you're going to have a part in seeing our culture perpetuate into the future in a healthy way, one that values relationships. I'm so glad that you're part of the team. Thanks for listening.